Welcome to Serverless Computing on AWS with Lambda, API Gateway, S3, and DynamoDB. Now let's take a look at the roadmap for this course, and let's see what you're going to get out of it. Our first section is Introduction to Cloud Computing with AWS. And in this section, I will not only show you how AWS got started from a basic e-commerce website to a cloud giant, but I'll also show you how serverless computing on AWS evolved into what it is today. And in our second section, I'll help you to prepare your environment for our development efforts. From installing AWS CLI to creating your own AWS account, I'll show you everything you need to get started and follow along. On our third section, we're going to dive deep into Lambda functions. Lambda functions are the most important parts of serverless computing in AWS. So we're going to take a closer look at the Lambda functions with their properties such as events, handler functions, integrations, and everything we need to master the Lambda functions. On our fourth section, the serverless storage on AWS with S3 and DynamoDB, we're going to take a look at the serverless storage options on AWS, focusing on, of course, S3 and DynamoDB. We're going to see the object-level storage with S3 and the serverless NoSQL database with DynamoDB. On our fifth section, we're going to focus on the APIs on demand, that is the AWS API Gateway. With the AWS API Gateway, we're going to discover that we can have APIs on demand with all the production-grade functionalities and integrations that we're going to need. And in our final section, section 6, we're going to implement our serverless project, a ride-hailing service. And with this ride-hailing service, we're going to combine everything we've learned so far and put them into practice in this ride-hailing service. So we're going to utilize Lambda functions, API gateways, databases such as DynamoDB to implement our real-time ride-hailing service that we're going to also have a UI to request for rides and also see them in real time. It is going to be a real fun project and you're going to learn a lot from this. So make sure to grasp everything until section 6 so you'll be better prepared to tackle with the serverless project challenge. And thanks to this serverless project, you're going to have all the foundations that you need for your next serverless project. Alright, now let's take a look at the prerequisites for this course. In terms of the operating system, Linux, macOS, or Windows is more than enough. And I'll show you how to install AWS CLI and prepare your environment in each of those. In terms of the IDE, I prefer Visual Studio Code, or if you have any other preference for the IDE, go grab it and you'll be perfectly fine with that too. In terms of creating an account, since we're going to implement everything on AWS, we're going to need an AWS account. And to create that account, I'll show you how to create your own account for AWS in preparing your environment section. So, what will you learn from this course? In this course, you're going to learn your way around serverless technologies and understand the most important serverless offerings from AWS. So we're not just going to cover the serverless technologies that we're going to implement, but we're also going to learn other serverless offerings from AWS. And we'll also learn how to implement functions with Lambda and learn the ways to create Lambda functions. From using the built-in IDE to implement your code or packaging it as a zip file, you're going to learn various different ways to implement them. And you'll also get a practical understanding of working with S3 buckets and DynamoDB tables. Creating APIs on demand using AWS API Gateway is another huge takeout from this course. And you'll also learn how to integrate the API Gateway with the Lambda function. And you'll see the magic happening on the serverless side with this integration. And you'll also learn how to develop a serverless ride-hailing application using not just AWS API Gateway, Lambda, or DynamoDB, but other technologies such as AWS Amplify for hosting our static website resources, and also code commit to integrate that with the whole pipeline so that we can continuously deploy our code to production. And as I've just shared with you, we're going to use Amplify for our static resource management and Cognito as a bonus for the user management for our ride-hailing application. So the users will be able to register for our application. All right. Now let's get started.